being a fourth wheel.
Okay, we're going to start live streaming. I love that, Jessica. Okay, we are recording. We are live streaming. If you're on, you can mute yourself when you hop on so that we can hear Sarah. Sometimes I can mute you and sometimes I can't. So, all right. Oh, I think Sarah's here. There she is.
Hey.
Hi. Oh my gosh, we're so happy that you're here. So Jessica is here too. And I know Jessica wants to say a couple words to introduce you. So I'll just real quickly say that thank you, Sarah, for joining us. Sarah and I have had the pleasure of spending some time together on some of the Young Living trips. In fact, last September, Sarah, Dr. Ollie, and I got like a private tour of the distillery at the Mona Farm with Dr. Ollie's son. And we were just geeking out on everything and like getting all the information and taking videos. And it was really fun. But Sarah's always just had such a warm heart. She's been through so much, and I'm sure she'll share some of that on this call. She was at the Diamond Retreat this year in Maui. I don't know how she was there with everything that she has been going through, but she was, with a big smile on her face and just soaking up all the love and always giving lots of love and light. And she, if you guys don't know Sarah, she is a Young Living Diamond. She is the author of several books, probably most famous for Game Plan. I think a lot of people know her for this. It's sold over 1.5 million copies. Tons of us have used her scripts and her website and her Fearless book and so many of her resources. She's always so giving to Team Young Living. And I am just like humbled and grateful to have her as a friend and just be connected with her here tonight. So I'm going to let Jessica say a few words and then we'll pass it off to you, Sarah.
Just the same. Sarah, I was telling them right before you jumped on about how the day I met you and how I was just fangirling because I just wanted to meet you. And, you know, I told her, I'm like, I don't know how, like, I've listened to you for hours and hours and it just feels weird to like be sitting with you, but, you know, because I listened to her recordings because she has the best radio voice. Well, for living. And anyway, so it was just such a great, and she's just such a lovely, lovely, beautiful person inside and out. And we're so glad that you're here, not just here on this call, but here on this planet still. Love you. And I'm going to let you speak because I don't want to take any of your time.
All right. I love you too. I love all of you guys. I'm so grateful for a little bit of time to hang out. How long do you guys want me to talk? I can talk forever or I can talk for 5 minutes. So
we usually do our calls from 6 to 6:30, so okay. 30 minutes. And we have some questions for you if you want some structure, or we can just like let you take it away. So
yeah, I figure I'll share a little bit and then I'll make sure I stop with enough time and then you guys can ask me anything that you want. And I'll hang out until the last person leaves. And my kids have been picked up from sports. They're all in the house. We're safe. I got a shower. It's a good day.
Yay, thank you. So just so you know, we are also broadcasting live in one of our bigger Facebook groups. So some people are watching there and some people are watching here.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the honor of your time, guys. That's the most precious thing that you have. And it's not something that I take lightly. So I'm very, very grateful. And just a huge shout out to your incredible leaders, Jessica, Kalana. God, they're just amazing people. They're humble, you know, even from the first moment that I met them, I'm like, oh, these are my people. I love their hearts. I love their leadership. I'm drawn to them. You guys are the best team in Young Living. Like, I do not say that to every team. I promise you. Like they have motivated and inspired me so much. So to be able to talk for a couple minutes is just, honestly, I'm very grateful. So, I am writing a book right now. I'm not done with it yet. I finished the book. I'm working on a workbook right now. And I was not planning on writing a book this year. 2.5 weeks ago, they just declared no evidence of disease. For me, I have been battling cancer for 9 months. So my head has kind of been in the cancer game. And so what I thought I would do is kind of open up for a few minutes. And just, it takes forever to tell the whole story. So I put it in a video for you guys, and you can just kind of see it sort of flash by you, and everybody can relate to video. It's tells the story concisely, whereas I would talk forever. So I'm going to just pop it up. I'm going to mute it, especially for live streaming, because I have some music under it. I don't want them to pull your video down, but it's on my website, and you can go back tonight. You can watch it later. You can share it with your friends that have cancer that just need some encouragement. I'm going to start there, and then I'll talk to you a little bit about adversity tonight, which is what the whole book is about. And I started it on Friday. The book was done on Monday night. And my team is already like ready, itching at the bit. And they're almost, I think they're on the 14th out of 15 chapters formatting it. So we should have it up next week, up on Amazon. I have an amazing team of people behind me, and they're very, very used to doing this for me. So let me just screen share with you guys. And I actually didn't bring the video up because I want you to be able to find it. So if you go over to my website, which is oilabilityteam.com, there's a whole bunch of free stuff up here. I wrote a script book 2 years ago. So there's 25 free PowerPoints, there's free scripts, like all of that is up here. You can look at all the like hair class, gut class, supplements, raindrop, oils of the Bible. It's all, they're all free. So you just click on it and you've got those resources. But we added a new cancer button. And probably the biggest thing I get asked is, what did you do? And how do I do it? And where do I find stuff? And what is the science behind this machine? What does this do? And what does that do? And so I just kind of threw the video together. We're working on giving you links to everything that I did. That'll all be up here, but I literally just got no evidence of disease 2 weeks ago. So it's just a process to get it all up. So you just click download now, and it'll pop up on the bottom of the page. There it is. And I'm going to mute. I'm trying to think of how to do this. Yeah, I'm going to mute this so I can still talk to you guys, and I'll just kind of play it for you. But there's amazing music under this. I will tell you, some of the images could be a little disturbing. So if you're sensitive to that, don't watch this. I'll tell you when the last disturbing picture is gone. But this is a story of just Western medicine meets holistic medicine, and a cancer success story. To just praise the Lord, praise the Lord. So December 2nd, 2021, I was diagnosed with endometrial adenocarcinoma, which is uterine cancer. And there were 14 centimeters of malignant and benign tumors in my uterus. That's my belly. It looked like I was pregnant. An MRI showed that the tumors in my uterus filled my entire pelvic cavity. So this is actually my MRI. I'm going to pause it for a second. This is my belly button. This is my spine. This is my rib cage, and this is my leg. So the tumors were literally from my spine all the way to my belly button and hip to hip. They filled my entire pelvic cavity. I went to MD Anderson in Houston, Texas for surgery. This is my husband and I driving for surgery. That man, his name is Ron. He was actually hand trained by Ollie Wenker, which is amazing. He's the anesthesiologist. That was after blood transfusion in surgery. The cancer was in my uterus, and they also found it in my lymphovascular system. This is the tumors that they took out. Some were malignant, some were benign. Those were all the malignant ones. On the inside, there were 5 tumors on the inside of my uterus, and also in my lymphovascular system. And I kept seeing a photo of Jesus through the whole process, and he was reaching his hand into the water to save me. And for more than 40 days, every day, somebody would text me a picture, or I'd walk past a magazine rack, or like, it just kept showing up over and over and over again. And so if you guys are just kind of in this place where you're like, I have no hope, I don't even know what direction I'm facing, I'm so tired of getting pummeled, I don't have any way to stand up anymore, I'm exhausted. That was a huge encouragement to me walking through this, was that God just had my hand, and he's like, listen, I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to forsake you. You're going to go through some pretty dark stuff the next few months, but I'm right here. I'm right here, and I won't leave you. And he visually kept giving me that picture. So after I had the surgery, they found it in my vascular system. And they wanted me to do 7 weeks of radiation. So they wanted to do 5 weeks, 7 days a week of full pelvic external beam radiation. And then also vaginal brachytherapy, which is a machine that's fitted to you, and 2 weeks of that. And I just didn't have a piece on it. And so I declined the radiation and I went right into holistic treatment. So I did have the surgery. This is my MD Anderson team in Houston, Texas. They're amazing. And they saved my life. But then I decided from that point on that I needed to fight the rest of the battle holistically. So the big tumor was out. It took me 2 months to learn how to walk again. That's me with the walker. I didn't know when you have an abdominal surgery, you have to learn how to walk again. But my 5 kids were there to cheer me on as my kids and my husband. And at my post-op appointment, there was a new 5-centimeter pelvic mass and 2 lymph nodes on my CT scan that were of concern for metastatic disease. So people have asked me, how do they know if it's metastatic? Well, when you have lymph nodes that are swollen because you're sick, they'll be in clusters. So you'll see 5, 6, 7 of them that are all over a centimeter. And that's what God designed them to do, is to feed into each lymph node and fill with fluid. When it's a metastatic cancer situation, you have one lymph node that's really big and all the ones around it are very small. And so they had been watching these lymph nodes. One was that a lymph node that fed from my uterus, and then the other one was up on my liver. And we watched it on scans February, March, April, May, and they stayed the same size. Actually, they got bigger. They were about 3 times the size they should be. So we won't know for sure because I never had a biopsy on them, but we can say almost with 100% certainty that there was cancer in my lymph nodes. They kept it unstaged. The cancer today still is unstaged. I don't know what it was because they were so sure that it was stage 4 that they did not stage the cancer after the pathology report. So that was how I walked out of MD Anderson. I was like, okay, I don't know what the next thing is for me, but I left for Hope for Cancer in Tijuana, Mexico. And I went into inpatient treatment for 22 days down in Tijuana. And I'll just tell you some of the machines. That was hyperbaric oxygen. This is sauna. That's red light therapy. This is PDT plus, which is one of the things they're known for. Lights intravenously, sauna photodynamic light therapy. That was my port. Coffee enemas. I can do a whole class on those for you guys if you want. I'm pretty good at them now. My IVs and photon light therapy. I actually have my light pads right next to me right now. Broth. I had to do a radical diet change. I went vegan. I am not a vegan, so that's been very difficult for me. That's hyperbaric oxygen, grounding. That's one of our therapy rooms down in Tijuana. Another HVAT shot. This is ultraviolet blood irradiation, where they pull your blood out, irradiate it, and put it back in. The butt shot makes your butt hurt for 4 days. It's scorpion venom that stimulates your immune system. That was PEMF, golden milk, wheatgrass shots, lemon water. This is ultraviolet blood irradiation. It's a lot of work. It's basically boot camp. I was doing charcoal masks on all the cancer patients and teaching oils in the Bible classes. And these are my immunotherapy shots. I'm still on those. This is a sound machine that I used to fight the cancer. So I did 300 treatments in 3 weeks. And then I came home and I did 700 more treatments in June, July, and August. From my house. So a lot of these machines came home with me, the immunotherapy, the shots, that's my red light lamp in my bedroom, the PDT plus watch for the laser watches, immunotherapy shots. Is a lot of work. That's my own hyperthermia machine. So that's up in my closet. That's an enema. This is all of my vegetables and stuff that I had to eat. So then I returned to Hope for Cancer in Cancun back in August, and I did more treatments in Cancun, same machines. That's sugar-free. Cancun's amazing. And I went from there right back to MD Anderson. I had to do checkups every 12 weeks. And so at my 6-month MD Anderson check-in, the nurse looked at my chart 3 times and they declared no evidence of disease. So the 5-centimeter mass was gone. It was completely out of my pelvic cavity, which is awesome because it was filling my pelvic cavity and the right side of my pelvic cavity, and all my lymph nodes were back to normal size. So if you guys want to look at that video, I said it's right on the cancer button on my website. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift gears a little bit. Of course, you guys can ask me any cancer questions that you want. But I'm going to open up my book and just kind of have it in front of me. So I've had this book in my head for a couple of months, mostly because when you get diagnosed with cancer, 2 things happen. Number one, everybody has advice for you on what you should be doing, and you're just getting pummeled with advice. But number 2, you really feel a burden because people are asking you also at the same time, hey, I have cancer. What do I do? What do I do? What are you doing? You know, and I learned a lot in the last 9 months on fighting cancer with light, sound, heat, oxygen, detoxing, you know, all of that, diet, nutrition. And so I had a book in my head of what I wanted to put down to help the people after me that have to walk this. But then as I started thinking about it, I realized that people that were on my heart the most were young living business builders. Because if your business is anything like mine, this last year, it's been a little bit difficult for me to be out there teaching classes when I'm having major abdominal surgeries and getting my sewn back up and learning how to walk and doing physical therapy and fighting for my life. And then thinking I beat it and going back and fighting for my life again. It's just been a really long 9 months. And so I've lost about half of my OGV. We went from 74 silvers down to 18 silvers we had last month. We had 2,900 people or 3,900 people on loyalty rewards down to 2,700 people. My OGV went from 731,000. We almost crowned to 300,000. We've lost more than 50% of our volume. And so before I wrote the book on cancer, I really wanted to sit down and just kind of write a love note to anybody who just feels like they've been punched in the face this last year and 3 years, really. I mean, we're talking pandemic, global recession, you know, inflation that we haven't seen in the United States in 40 years. And people are trying to make a decision between their $20 shampoo or the gas tank, you know, and putting gas in their car. It's overwhelming. And so that's how this book came to be born. I sat down, I looked over our team. We tried some things this summer that I thought would work really well. And one of my legs went from 15,000 back up to 39,000. Another one of my legs went from 17,000 to 27,000. So I took some of the tips that we were trying team wide in July, August, and September and put them into 15 different categories. And that's what adversity is about. So the first couple of chapters, I walked through my cancer story. And then I start going through these tips with you guys. So I'm going to read a couple of pages of this to you, just about adversity and about getting kicked while you're on the ground and how frustrating it is. And then I'll share a couple of the tips with you guys. And then you can ask me any questions that you want, because I want to make sure that I honor your time and get you guys out in a reasonable amount of time. So you're seeing a book nobody's seen. Yeah, this is, Jessica wrote me and I told her, I was like, hey, I haven't even sent this to the publisher yet. Like this is a brand new book. But you guys are the very, very first people to see it. So hopefully it speaks to you more than anything else. It's really what the Lord put on my heart. So there will be a book coming where I go through the science on all the machines and everything that I did. I will work on that, but I really wanted to speak to you guys first. So I'm going to share a little bit of chapter 7. This is the transition between, and you're looking at what I wrote it in. This is the unedited, like in Word. I sit down, I just start writing, and God will just bring the inspiration for it. Sometimes I have an outline, sometimes I don't. But this is literally what I was writing, 4 days ago, 5 days ago. So this is a raw book. Our editing team has this copy in Word right now. So I'm going to share some of chapter 7 with you guys, and then I'll give you the 15 tips, and then I'll open the floor and you guys can ask questions. So chapter 7 is adversity. This is a transition from my cancer story into the rest of the book, which is just kind of being in that place of brokenness as a young living business builder and looking at my business in pieces all over the floor and saying, okay, God, like, what do I do now? Right? I have to rebuild all this OGV, and I just don't understand, how to go back and redo the stuff I've already done before. And I'm feeling very discouraged. So here we go. 118 IVs and blood draws in 4 months, 6 MRIs with contrast, 4 CTs with contrast, 46 doses of medicine in 6 days following surgery, most of them intravenous, a radioactive PET scan that kept me from my grandkids for days. The hair on my temples turned white. 70% of my hair has fallen out, and it now fits in a toddler rubber band. 55 pounds lost. Learned how to walk again with physical therapy and occupational therapy. 2 months of vomiting. 300 treatments at Hope for Cancer Tijuana, 700 holistic treatments at home over 3 months, light, sound, heat, oxygen, repeat. 40 treatments at Hope for Cancer Cancun, radical diet change, 7-month bladder infection and weeks of antibiotics, hundreds of hours of appointments in 2 states and in 2 countries, abdominal surgery with a 10-inch vertical incision, 14 centimeters of tumor gone forever, another 5 centimeters of tumor that tried to form gone forever, lost 3 organs. Guys, it has been quite a year for me. I learned what fear and what hopelessness feel like. I felt despair. I felt like I was a burden to my family. I stared down my own death, and it's definitely not a year that I want to repeat. But as much as I love telling my cancer story, and more than anything, the victory that came at the end, because God gets all the glory, and I love God's stories, it was not the first book that I wanted to write. That book, with all of its scientific explanations of what I did, is somewhere in my mind, and the Lord will have me write it properly and slowly and with great detail. But my first thought was for business builders in Young Living across the world, because as I fought this disease, our home-based business was constantly on my mind as we lost sales volume, OGV, leaders month by month. That's how I take care of my family, and that's how I feed my kids. So if I was struggling, I couldn't imagine what some of the other leaders around the world were fearing as they face their own adversity. So for those of you that are reading this and don't know what I'm talking about, you guys do, but there will be some that don't. Young Living is an essential oils company that changed my life. I wrote a book called Game Plan that chronicles our story from living in the projects in Chicago for 12 years to becoming a Young Living Diamond. And today, John and I hold that rank because we spent several years and about 300 classes teaching people how to cut toxic things out of their homes. And it was a huge relief to me that my epigenetics testing looked so clean that I had done during cancer, fighting cancer, because it meant that the life that we tell everybody that we live was showing up in my DNA. The cancer was not caused by environment. According to the income disclosure guide, the average diamond makes about $26,000 a month. Guys, that income changes your life. It changes the way that you're able to raise your kids. It impacts your decisions. It impacts your quality of life. But even diamonds are not immune to cancer. But having the income to travel and to do holistic treatments was one of the greatest gifts that Young Living could have given me. That income helped me fight for my life. And despite all of the treatments, John and I never lost our rank during the cancer battle. I owe Young Living a debt that I will never be able to repay. And that's why my first book, Post Cancer, goes to the leaders around the world that have felt despair, that have felt hopelessness, that have felt fear. It's for all the leaders that have lost leaders and have lost volume and don't know where to pick back up again after the tornado of the last few years. And even in the worst of my story in the hospital, I was still sharing oils with people around me that had great need for them, because helping people is a calling, right? It's calling. So this has been a hard year for me, but for so many others, this year was much, much harder. I have heard many of your stories as you guys wrote to encourage me. So if I see you at convention, please grab me. Please tell me what you've been through. Don't stop sharing your strife, because it makes everybody around you stronger, including me. So let's talk about adversity, which is the point of this entire book, because I want to dig out of a rut together. If I look at my own team over the past 2 to 3 years, the amount of struggle and the amount of pain has been on a scale that I have never seen before. The spiritual attack is comprehensive, and it's not just team wide, but it's global. So if you allow me to be frank, I want to walk through some of what's been shared with me. So I'm shifting from my story to the stories of my team, because they're even more powerful than the start of this book. And I'm going to step out of the horror of my last year for my family and into the struggles of those around me, because when we face it head on, especially together, we begin the process of emotionally releasing so that we can heal. A healed leader can raise other leaders. Last year alone, 3 members of my team lost their husbands. 1 was decapitated on a highway. 2 other leaders were involved in major lawsuits. Several got divorced. Several lost parents. Several lost multi-generational family businesses in the pandemic. Many, many leaders lost family members during the lockdowns. 3 leaders found out they had cancer on my team in the last year. One of my leaders found out at Thanksgiving that she had ovarian cancer. She wrote me for help, and she was dead by the second week of January, 8 weeks later. And my reply to her sits on Facebook unread. Another leader, a wife, found out that her husband also had cancer a month after her own diagnosis. One of my leaders just lost their husband to cancer the month that I was cured. We were fighting side by side. She was at one of the first classes that I taught 8 years ago, and now I'm watching her raise her senior high son completely alone. 6 other leaders had miscarriages. 1 platinum leader had 2 heart attacks. 2 of my leaders lost their homes. 1 had a house fire and lost everything, and 1 lost their home due to foreclosure. 2 leaders are going through horrifying divorces by unfaithful men who are pillars of our community. And it's not only shaken them deeply, but the trust on our team has been impacted. 74 out of 74 of my silvers had a major traumatic life-changing event in the last 3 years. My own sister right now is pregnant. She is a gold rank in Young Living. She's living in a hotel because they found mold in 3 rooms in her home and they had to gut the walls. Her 15-year-old cat got fleas at the same time and the house is infested after bombing it for mold. When they got back into the home, there was still mold, and then her kids got sick. Her cat got very sick. Her garage is ripped out. Everything in the garage is in the backyard in bins in the rain, and not just rain, but we had a hurricane come through 6 days ago, and her house was in bins in the backyard during the hurricane. Her cat got very sick. Her laundry room is in the hallway and unusable. Her master bedroom and bedroom are broken down to the subfloor, and the mold remains, and her third baby was due in 3 days, and it was a home birth. And the ancient cat has fleas again. So I don't understand why the Lord has us walk hardship after hardship after hardship, but I do believe that even though cancer is a very scary thing, it does not make the trials that my friends and family and my team are walking any easier. It's not worse than a week like my sister has had. She's justified in worrying about bringing a newborn baby into a mold-filled home. Every single person has a breaking point. So you're justified in your fears, in your pain, in your sorrow, in your loss, in your grief, in your rawness. The one thing that I learned at Hope for Cancer is that you cannot stuff emotions. It becomes a cramp, which becomes a cyst, which becomes a tumor, which becomes cancer. So you have to acknowledge it. You got to walk it out and you got to release it. You got to call it out for what it is, name the emotion, process it for a few minutes, sit in silence before you talk it out and solve it, and then speak to the Lord about how you feel. It hurts. You're frustrated. You're done. You need relief. You need help. You need somebody to listen. You need hope. Walking through cancer for me was kind of like being in the movie Twister. So each tornado the storm chasers were fighting got progressively bigger, just like every single test that I had over 9 months until that final MRI. In the last scene of Twister, 2 characters are trapped just as an EF5 tornado crosses their path and there is nowhere to go. So they find an old outhouse and they strap themselves to some pipes that go 30 feet underground, and the tornado pulls the walls of the outhouse up into the sky. And then their bodies are lifted off the ground and they hang suspended looking up into the eye of that tornado. And after a few seconds, it goes back into the sky. And the sky is blue, just like the tornado didn't just level 20 miles of town. Debris falls all around them and the tornado is gone and they're alive. And that is exactly what cancer feels like. It is an emotional roller coaster. You're going to live and then you're not going to live. You're going to get to see your kids grow up and then it's worse than the last appointment and you might not have very long. You can't handle the pain and then it's gone and then it's back and it's worse than ever. And then out of nowhere, it disappears up into the sky like a tornado and the scan is clear and there's no evidence of disease and debris is falling around you as you deal with the aftermath of months of bladder infections and an oozing incision that refuses to completely heal. And the pelvic pain is relentless, but you've made it to the other side. You get to live. And it is a relief that I cannot quite put into words. It's the sigh of getting your entire life back. I don't understand why some of us have to undergo such terrific hardship. It's a question that I plan to ask God when I see him. The only answer that I can muster up here on earth is that our tribulation blesses those that hear the story. It gives them a foothold and it gives them strength and it tells them when they don't need to worry and it tells them to be stronger and it helps them to have just a little less fear and they know what's coming and they can handle it with grace and ease. Our stories protect others and they save them from some of our pain. And at the very least, they feel a little less alone. And that might be enough for the moment. So what I would tell you is that whatever your story is this year, the one that's caused you to pause building your legacy business, it's time to set that on the ground and it's time to stand up. It's time to stop wearing your story. If I was wearing my cancer story, I would not be speaking to you guys right now. I wouldn't be writing a book. I wouldn't be building to Crown Diamond. Your story does not need to define you. It definitely doesn't need to rob you of a future because Satan has taken enough. So do not give him what's ahead. You got one choice in the storm. You can fight or you can lose it all. So I choose to fight. So whether you're facing divorce or death of a loved one or a major health issue or raising special needs children or the loss of a business or a home or a lawsuit or an aging parent or emotional trauma and stress, financial instability, loss of friendships, abuse, alcoholism, physical pain, marital strife, 100 attacks that just don't stop, just like my sister with the fleas and the mold, maybe a lack of a support system or anything on the list that I have missed. You know, if your whole world is crashing down and you're due with a baby in days and covered in fleas and you have no house, you know, it's a Job moment. But if you will trust in him and if you'll walk out what he's put in front of you with this business, you will see success greater than the success that you had before. I'm going to say that again. You will see success greater than the success that you had before, if only you don't give up. This isn't a get rich quick gimmick. It's a roll up your sleeves and do hard things to get out of where you are plan. So Galatians 6:9 says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. I tell my team that the only people who don't get to diamond are the ones that quit. And that was true in 2018 when the business was booming. It's true now. Just pick up your mat and walk, weary one, and start doing what you were doing before. Do it from exhaustion. Do it when you question the business model. Do it when you see others leave. Do it when you've lost your leaders and you're running alone. Do it when you've lost faithful customers that used to walk with you. Do it when you read things that hurt your heart on social media. Do it when your friends aren't in it anymore. Do it when you've lost most of what you built. Do it anyway. Do it because the reward is great for those who don't grow weary and who trust in him. God did not bring this business to you by mistake. It was the motor for your boat, and it's worth fighting for even now, even today when you're uncertain. You need to build it now. This is very hard for me to read out loud. You need to build it now because you don't know what's ahead. If I had not built my business during the greatest storm of my parenting life, when my son was ripped out of my family and placed in a school 17 hours away, I wouldn't have had this income to fight cancer. I still didn't know, 8 years ago, I didn't know what I was building for. You don't build after the storm, you build for the storm. You're building for what's in front of you, guys. I've spoken to several diamonds, longtime diamonds, who made it through the 2008 recession. They lost significant numbers. They lost OGV. They lost customers. They lost leaders. The ones who made it to Royal Crown Diamond were the ones that didn't scrap what they had left and walked away. They stayed the course, just like a long-term investment on the stock market. This business is going to have highs. It's going to have lows. And some people will leave in the lows. They'll do it. Do not let the devil steal what you have already built. Don't look for greener grass on a pasture that you still have to mow and you still have to cultivate and grow from zero. The grass is not greener. It's the same work. It's the same time. So don't believe empty promises that building a different business is easier. Guys, it requires the same thing, humans and relationships. So if you're weak on that one point, you're going to struggle in any business that you build. If you've lost volume, legs, leaders, inspiration, joy, loyalty rewards customers, I'm here to tell you that it can be built again, even if you feel like you've signed up everybody that you already know. I actually wrote a book about that. It's called Unstuck. You can go grab it. But starting from where you are now is so much more than where you were when you got your starter kit, because you're not at zero. You got experience. You know what to do. You know where it goes because you felt the power of the check. So now do it again and love people. Love people. So vote the victory. So now it's time to get to the good stuff in this book, which is how you climb out of the hole. I didn't even give you guys the book. That's just the introduction. So I will tell you, I'll give you a little bit of the table of contents and some of the things that I go into and flesh out in the book. But adversity tip 1, stop beating yourself up. Stop. I spend a lot of time on this book, taking you through everything that I learned about emotional release at Hope for Cancer. Matter of fact, the entire workbook that I'm working on right now is how to help you emotionally release the stress of your business. I'm really excited about that. I've never written an emotional release workbook before, but it's helping me walk through it. So hopefully it'll be a blessing to you. Tip 2 is to look back 2 ranks at what you were doing 2 ranks ago. So if you're a silver, go back, executive, senior star. What were you doing when you were a senior star? Do those things again. Okay, go back 2 ranks. Tip number 3, get in front of your team. The people that I get in front of, I call it a foot washing season. The people that I'm taking care of, just showing up, no expectations. What do you need? How can I be here for you? They're the ones that are getting on my lives, coming to my events, being present, commenting on my posts, right? Get in front of your team. Tip 4, teach. I could talk an hour just on that, but I won't. Just There's 25 classes up on my website, PowerPoints. Just grab it and go teach something. Okay, go teach. Get to events, tip 5, because they'll excite you. Map your rank so you know where you're going, right? Oh, I'm only 5 kids down on this one leg and I've got my rank back, or I've got 2 ranks back, right? 2 ranks to go. Tip number 7 is marketing. So how to market your next class and your current class. Tip number 8 is so important. Be around your runners. So this is all the stuff that my team and I have done this summer that has pulled my 2 legs that were very close to losing diamond away from the edge. Be around the people that get you excited about the business again. And if you don't have any leaders, then it's the people on your team spending 300 PV. And if everybody on your team is spending 50 PV and one person spending 100, go find the person spending 100 and find out what they're excited about, right? Just be in that space with them. The next thing is low-hanging fruit. Look on your team at people that are really close to ranking up and kick them over. Go get in their bubble, teach classes with them, team teach, edify each other, all right? And go for the low-hanging fruit, because when they hit their rank again, it will excite them and it's going to excite you. And that's one of the ways we've been building momentum on our team heading into the fall. Tip 10 is to go back to the basics. What did you do when you had starter kits? When you got those sales, what action did you do? Are you really good at vendor events? Are you really good at one-on-ones? Are you really good at getting on Facebook Lives, getting people excited? Like, what are you really good at? Go back and do that. All right. That's where you need to be spending your time, not learning a brand new social media platform, not doing $3,000 in coaching. Like, just get out and do what you did before that worked. Okay. Like, keep repeating the same thing. Don't pay attention to the noise. I can't say that loud enough, guys. You got to ignore the stuff on social media and just get out there. We just had an event in Raleigh, North Carolina that I was speaking at last week, 2 weeks ago. And one of the corporate leaders was there, and he said that he had just come back from Gold Retreat, and there was an Amish leader at Gold Retreat, and everybody at Gold Retreat was, hey, did you see this video? Did you see what so-and-so said? Did you watch this online? And this Amish leader's like, huh? Wait, what do you mean? What's online? He's like, I don't know. Our team's booming right now. Like, we're doing great. We got people running like crazy. They're all teaching classes. We're adding this many people a month. And he had no idea. Just be so busy looking forward. You don't have time to listen to the drama and the noise. Don't comment on it. You see something that hurts your heart, block, unfriend, unfollow, walk away. At the very least, don't just turn off the notifications for that person. You don't have to unfriend them, but turn off the notifications, right? So you're not seeing that stuff and it's not in your feed constantly, all right? You don't want to have that stuff in your face when you're trying to build your business. Tip 12 is to speak life, right? Speak life, because you don't want death spoken over your business. Tip 13 is expanding your circle, and I give you some tips on how to do that. Tip 14, these are my words for this year: show up. Show up, like show up. Don't expect anything from your leaders. They are as broken as you are. So get into their house, do a raindrop on them. I give you 2 pages of ideas on how to love on your leaders and how to just wash their feet and be there for them and just say, girl, this is a no strings attached thing. I'm not here to get you to teach classes. I'm here to find out what you need and tell you that I love you and that you mean more to me than this business. Okay. That's how you get your leaders re-engaged. And tip 15 is to remember your why. Remember why you began building this business in the first place. Write it down, put it in front of your face. If it's your kids, your grandkids, take a picture, put it in front of your face, because that's going to get you out of bed every single day. I could keep talking for another hour, but I promised you guys a little Q&A. So I am going to, I'm opening up the chat window. If you guys want to open your mic and you want to ask me any questions, I'm going to scroll back here and see. See if there's anything that I missed in here. So much loss. Yes, I feel it, guys. And it's not you. I want you to know, when I went to Diamond Retreat, I didn't talk to all the diamonds, but probably 200 of them, because I talk a lot. So I went from table to table over the week. I did not talk to one diamond that had not lost at least 50% of their OGV. All right. So if you guys think it's just you, it is not just you. And not only is it not just you, it's not just Young Living. I mean, I have friends that are in Plexus. I have friends that are in Modere. I have friends that are in, several other network marketing companies. It's across the board, because we're in a recession right now, guys. I'm a news anchor. So, it's always cyclical, always, which means you're sitting on top of a sleeping dragon and it's going to go. The first spike that we will see will be after the midterm elections. All right. And then we'll see another spike when we have a changing of the guard in the presidency. So just keep your head up. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep bricklaying. We're in a bricklaying year right now. I would say bricklaying like 18 months right now. And it's okay. The little small things you're doing will keep the fire alive on your team. All right. But I would tell you, hold on. Okay. Because it is about to explode, like absolutely explode. people are trying to make hard decisions right now financially, but it does not last very long in this country because we have a free market, right? So all in cheers. Oh, tip number 11. Okay, tip number 11 was don't pay attention to the noise. Mary, block that noise out. I wish I could talk to you about every single one of these points, but I hope this book is worth it to you guys. And it really is a blessing because I've been praying so hard for you guys, so hard for you. Because I'm like, man, if I'm going through this, I can't even imagine what some of the leaders are going through. And I look at my own team and it's like, Heather says, thank you for sharing this. I'm currently experiencing things in my business and this hit home today. I so needed it. It was the best call. Hey, you guys want to see a picture of the book? We just finished the cover on it. I gave you guys the tornado analogy, which is what cancer has felt like for me. So this is the cover. Let me minimize that. Overcoming adversity, building your business when you have nothing left to give. So I want to give a couple of these away to your team. So you guys write in the chat. Tell me something that encouraged you. Tell me something that I would buy the book tonight. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Tell me something that encouraged you or something that spoke to you. Thankful that you're healthy. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. I feel like I've been given a second chance, if I'm really honest with you. I'm just going to pick a couple of people to type in the chat because I love it when people talk to me. I'm an extrovert. I need your words. And then if you want to just let me know, Jessica, who the winners were, get their addresses and send them to me. As soon as we have this off of the press in a couple of weeks, I'll get these mailed out to the winners. All right. All right, Kayla, you're winner number 1. Keep talking to me, guys. All right, I hope I say this correctly, that we're building for the future. Wendy, it's weird giving you a book, girl. Like I give you a whole box of them, but Wendy, I'll send you a book. Let's see, Mary Jones, I'll send you a book. And Lindsay says, my older sister had cancer. You're inspiring, Sarah. Thank you. And I'm going to give one to you as well. I just totally lost to the woman whose older sister had cancer too. So all 4 of you guys, make sure you get your information to Jessica, and it'll be a little bit because I'm still writing. I'm still writing the book, but it'll probably go to Amazon next week. So once they send us the first copies, I'll take the first box and I'll send you guys the very first ones out of the first box. Okay. So God bless you. Anybody else have any questions? Thanks for sharing this. Thanks for hopping on tonight. I'm a little over time, guys, and I apologize. I really try not to do that. Keep inspiring, Sarah. Thank you, Dina. That means a lot. Zalia says, I started this journey because of my late dad who passed away. All right, I lost my, let me make that full screen so I can see it. Who passed away. Where'd you go? There it is, due to cancer. Oh, your story's so encouraging. God bless you, Sarah. God bless you back. God bless you back. So I love you guys. All right. Well, I'm going to stop talking and let your leaders talk unless you have any other questions. And thank you. Thank you for getting on.
Sarah. That was absolutely amazing. I don't know. I mean, I was in tears. I had chills. Like I thought I knew your story. And I know that was like a quick version because I've been following you and, talking to you bits and pieces when I've seen you. But the way you're putting it together in this book, I can't wait to get this book because it's so relatable. Obviously what you went through is beyond what most of us can even comprehend, but a lot of us have had setbacks and devastating things. And some of us are really quiet about it and we don't know what each other are going through. And so it felt to me like you're giving us permission to not only be vulnerable with people in our team or even with our friends that might not know what's going on, but also that it's okay. And also that you can like kick butt and be up on stage. Like you're like speaking at an event and you just got cleared. Like your energy and your enthusiasm is just contagious. And it's so great the way you kind of wrapped up, like, why do these bad things, or I don't know about bad things, but why do these difficult challenges come into our lives? And we might not know the answer for that, but the way you described it was just like so empowering that it gives us the ability to give other people hope to get through their challenges. And I know I'm not saying it like you did, but thank you so much. And if anybody here has anything that, they want to unmute and say to Sarah or any questions for her, type them in the chat, but we are just like beyond grateful. I'm going to go back and listen to that again and again. So thank you.
Thank you, friend. Well, I know that Heather says over the last 2 years, I lost my mom and my mom-in-law. So much loss. Thank you. Oh, Heather, I wish I was sitting next to you because I just gave you the biggest hug. Mina says overwhelmed at the moment. Mina, I'm giving you a really big hug too. I think that's one of the neatest things is be able to lock arms with you guys and to hear your stories. Like I said, we kind of tend to sit there and wallow in our own stuff. And then I step back and I'm like, why am I wallowing about this? There are people that have been through stuff a lot harder than cancer, a lot harder. Even when I go back and I look at what some of my leaders have gone through this year, I'm like, no, I'm not going to sit here and wallow. We're going to lock arms together. We're going to be stronger because of each other's stories. And we're going to fight out of it together. We're going to fight out of it because guys, you got two choices. You can stay broken or you can help other people. And when we focus on other people, somehow our stuff, it doesn't lessen the pain and it doesn't make what we're walking easier, but our day-to-day, minute-to-minute focus is not on our hurt. It's on what can we do to make somebody else's world just a little bit better, right? And so like when I hear your guys' stories, it's just like, yes, like, all right, come here, give me a big hug. I think convention in 2023 is going to be crazy. You're just going to see people hugging each other over all the hallways. We're all going to be hugging each other, like knowing what we have walked this last year. And you know what? It's going to be okay, right? You didn't get to hear the song because I had to mute it or it would have taken down your video. But if you go and promise me, guys, as soon as we're done with this, I put the video in this chat, okay? And you can go to oilabilityteam.com, click on cancer, watch the video. The last song in there is a song by the piano guys called It's Gonna Be Okay, okay? And I just want you to listen to the words of the song, even if you don't look at all the tumor pictures. Just, close your eyes and just listen to the words of the song and just know it's gonna be okay. Even when your whole world's falling apart, everything's going wrong, there's a great big God who loves you, who will fight for you to the end. You're surrounded by people who care about you deeply, right? Care about you deeply. And this business did not come to you by mistake, right? It came to you maybe for the income, maybe for the community, maybe for the people that are going to be there for you. There's a lot of us here that are here for you. So Heather says, I did get to hug you at this past convention. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, Claudia says it's going to be okay. It is. Yeah. We'll try to grasp more each time I listen. Gives us something to hold on to for a few minutes. Yes. 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 All right. I love you guys so much. So I'll let your leaders end the call because this is not my call, but what a gift to me tonight to have some time with you guys. Thank you for letting me into your space and into your
team. Sarah. We love you. Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, that was pretty amazing. We've had some great team calls, but I think that's my favorite one that I can remember in a long time. So thank you to Sarah. And I hope that you guys, if you have anyone that wasn't able to make this call, I will post the recording, and we were also live in Spruce Society, so it will be up. You can tag people there. But I would just support Sarah by, continuing to send her love and prayers. I mean, I know she's better, but my gosh, that's a lot to have gone through. And just to even take the time to show up for our team just as a favor, like that's amazing. That takes energy, that takes time. And we're just so grateful. And I mean, type a 1 in the chat if you're going to grab her new book. Like I am. I can't wait for that book. I love all the other books that she has written, and I always share them with our team. So yeah, go grab that book. We're going to be grabbing that book as soon as it's available because it's going to help us. And in turn, we're going to be able to help so much more people. And that's what this is all about. That's what we're here for. So thanks for taking the time out of your evening to be here, to show up and listen to Sarah and absorb all of her wisdom. And we'll see you guys in the group and also next Thursday. So thanks a lot. Have a great night. Bye, guys.